Today is a day I have been anticipating since I first put my foot on this trail back on March 22nd. And I'm so happy for today. You guys have heard us talk about this brand, Fourclav? Decathlon. It's
a brand of decathlon.
Yeah, European kind of REI. And what we love about these, not only do they taste great, but you don't have to figure out the measurements because inside they give you a marker and you can fill it to whatever degree you want, which we, of course, love because it's hard to think about all this stuff out here. So this morning, last couple mornings, I've been putting emergency in my water in the morning because my throat felt a little scratchy. And if I'm getting sick, I can catch it with this beforehand. I'm also gonna put an element in my other water. And then my energy bars I'm really liking these. What brand is this, do you know? RX bar? No BS. Yeah, I think that's it. That's it for today. Captain is preparing his cold soak for lunch today so that when we stop for lunch, we can eat real quick. It's got couscous and corn and ground beef and okra and onions and taco seasoning. And then he also has put some hot sauce on it. And I put sweet and sour sauce on mine.
Welcome back to day 154. I'm Captain.
And I'm Sunshine.
And we're still walking.
And we're still talking. We are going from stealth site 19, a mile marker 1911 to as far as our bodies will take us till 7 p.m. or at a point where we can't really go up any further because it's dangerous and we'll be hiking in the dark, basically.
We are planning on potentially going up Mahoosuc if we get there in time. And we have heard also that about 0.4, 0.5 up from where we are currently, there is a little plane crash site that has been identified. Unfortunately, it is like a mile off trail, so we can't really go that far, but it's still cool to know.
Yeah, it's always, it's sad, but we pay our respects. We talk about, it's a big, heavy piece of equipment. I think it's important for Captain to see this, although I think he's responsible and logical and all that stuff. And of that plane crash, all 7 people actually survived the crash, but 2 died while waiting for rescue. So even if we don't make it to the site, which is unlikely, may they rest in peace. I can't imagine going that way. It doesn't sound so good.
No kidding.
We have an exciting day. We're going to hit a new state today. We're going to get to either today or tomorrow and climb some people say the hardest part of the trail, but we've heard that a bunch of times already. I slept really well last night. I slept almost 10 hours last night.
Yeah. I remember checking my watch and it was around 8:15. I think I stayed up a little bit past that. Just I couldn't really get to sleep that easily, but still great.
And it wasn't as cold as 2 days ago, but not as hot as the night before last. It was kind of just right. So we are off with all of our layers on. I'm sure we'll shed them soon. It's going to be a great day.
Let's get going.
So one of you left a comment recently about how you love that I support the day, weekend, and section hikers. Yeah, I know. I think it's so weird why a thru-hiker would not support them. Here's the reality, guys. Guess where all thru-hikers started? Bet you all can guess the answer. As a day hiker. I've heard of people who've gotten on the trail and they've said, I've never hiked a day in my life and I'm on a thru-hike. The unicorns, I guess, they don't typically make it. I don't want to, rain on people's parade, but I personally have not met anyone on this trail who had never hiked one day in their life and is still on the trail. And we're probably the closest to that in the sense that we've done a lot of hikes. We obviously did the Camino Santiago, but we had never done any hikes where we slept in a tent, carried the food, all that kind of stuff. But we knew enough about hiking and had done long hikes, a bit more pampered, of course, but we knew somewhat what we were getting into, but I wouldn't say 100%. So yeah, I mean, gosh, pay it forward. You know, my pole's stuck. I mean, we're out there to be there for each other, right? And to encourage people. So why a through hiker will be like, well, I'm better because I'm a through hiker. It's ridiculous. You know, help others in all aspects of your life. Be there for them, especially those who are trying to walk in your footsteps. Like, you know, give them all the tools so they succeed, right? I mean, I always say there's enough pizza for all of us, you know? And if we get down to the last slice, we just cut it into 8 pieces, you know? I'm always amazed by this belief system in the world that there's not enough for all of us, so we have to hoard our piece in everything. It's absolutely ridiculous. We can share our knowledge, we can share our food, we can share our homes, our beds, our cars, our shoes. I mean, it's so weird to think otherwise. But anyway, thank you for the compliment. Yes, I absolutely, Captain and I both love seeing and talking to day hikers, weekend hikers, section hikers, first time hikers, every bit. A lot of the time when we get delayed to get into camp or don't make our miles is because I stopped and talked to people. I talk to a lot of people, maybe not everyone, but if someone's struggling, I'm definitely talking to them. If someone looks like they have questions or they want to know more about through hiking, yeah, I'll stop and talk to them. There's probably been like once or twice that I haven't talked as long because we're running up against a safety issue if we don't make it to camp in time. But otherwise, I'm always there to help, for sure. The first time I've looked back and I can't see Mount Washington anymore. I'm looking hard, guys, but I don't see it. But you know what? Screw looking back. Let's look forward. Next stop, Maine. We are at Mount Success, the last peak in New Hampshire. And we're a success. Even if we stopped right this second, we're still a success because we've come this far. Are you in trouble with your pocket there, Captain?
Nope.
Someone's got too many snacks.
Nope.
Too many days in the darkness without a glimpse of the light. Running tired and broken and scared, but I swear I'll never give up the fight. I see you broken and beat, head pulled down over your eyes. Every part of you wants to surrender, but darling, you were meant to survive. With every start, we are born again. Open your heart and spend less time in your head. With every start, we
I think we're in the clear. Pink Ninja. We are 1 mile away from Maine, and I'm actually getting like giddy with excitement. I'm actually breathing really heavy because I'm so excited. It's everything. Like, can't wait. I know there's going to be an apple pie waiting for me at the sign, and a glass of apple cider, and some maple syrup, and all that stuff.
15 live lobsters.
And the captain says, and 15 live lobsters. We're gonna manifest it, guys. Talk for a minute about what I call the false floor. See this hole right here? Let's pretend there were leaves and stuff covering it. And I went to put my pole on it and it went, I almost fall. Well, that's what just happened up there. There was a spot that looked fine to go down. I put my pole in it to brace myself, and my pole went almost all the way in. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Look at what going down now. This is really nutso. So it's hard to see from the camera, but we just came down this, and it was super intense. One wrong slip and you go between these rocks into a dark crevice, which is likely a bear den. This looks like a whole bear neighborhood to me. And if they're hibernating already, woohoo! So be careful. And now we get to go up this. Oh my God, doesn't that look like a snake right there? I thought that was a snake for a minute. Walk over here first, so I'm in Maine.
You crying?
This is like a warm blanket.
Are you serious? Oh my gosh.
There were so many times, I knew I'd make it mentally, but there were so many times I didn't think I'd make it physically, and I know we're not a ton, but I've been walking and just been thinking about enjoying every moment, but thinking about when I get to Maine, like Maine, it's
You're gonna cry like this at Katahdin.
It's my home. It's a warm lake. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh my gosh.
I'm feeling so emotional today. So emotional. I'm not PMSing. Actually, I think I've talked about this before, but I don't know, a couple months into my hike, I lost my period. It's very typical to not have it because of you're exercising so much. I'm just hoping it never comes back. I know this is hard for everyone. I'm not special or different or an exception, but this has been so hard physically. And there has been, even though the mental is not that difficult for me, there have been some mental things where I am at the end of the day responsible for a minor. And although he is practically a grown man and much better at this than I am, and everything, and super responsible and just a natural, I'm still responsible for him. I still have another child, a partner who I miss deeply, and a business that I worry about because I haven't given it the attention that I typically give it because the trail has been my priority. We have amazing community and amazing clients, and getting to Maine feels incredibly pivotal, but also still so hard because people say Maine is the hardest state. It's been, oh gosh, I don't know what's going on. I'm so emotional. There's been so much on the line here, and so much that you guys don't know that will someday come in the form of a different story, maybe. The lighting's terrible. I can't get lighting, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, there we go. There's so much more to this than just a mom and son hiking, and so much more to our life and the responsibilities of being out here. I sometimes get envious of people who just came out and they don't have anything else that they need to think about. But I guess I look at those people and think, if they don't have anything else they need to think about, like a job or a partner or a child or a business or anything, they might be dealing with something much more powerful internally than what I'm dealing with out here and what Captain and I are dealing with. So my heart goes out to them. I feel so emotional today. I feel so deeply connected to this trail, to Captain, to you guys, to making this happen, to good weather, and to Maine, to everything. Okay, blubbering mess. Let's just dance down the trail. We owe you a song too for Maine. Another thing that I've been thinking about is that this has to end at some point, right? And a part of me doesn't want it to end because it's been so special. A part of me is looking forward to it ending because I did like my other life quite a bit, and I miss it. But I know I'm desperately going to miss this as well. This time with Captain, this connection to the world, Earth, people beyond what I normally encounter in my regular life. but I also don't want to be out here in the freezing cold and don't want to delay Captain's school any longer and don't want to sacrifice other things in my life that are very important. So it's kind of like I want to fully enjoy this journey and be present, but I also don't want to go too slow because there's other great things waiting for me on the other side of this. Often when we're going down, we hold on to a tree for support, and occasionally you'll grab a tree that's not really rooted, like Captain just did, and it almost took him out. Rebar, that's why we need more rebar out here.
No kidding.
You and I, that's gonna be our job. We're gonna do trail magic, no more. No trail magic. We're gonna come up and put rebar and everything. Yep. So we just met a group, I say about 12, a hiking group from New Hampshire. So cool. They were so adorable and fit and wonderful. And they gave us trail magic. They gave us cookies right here and then they gave us, one guy, his wife made Ritz crackers with peanut butter in the middle dipped in chocolate. It was so good. And then another kind of cookie. It was really, really sweet of them. And then they told us about what's ahead and whatnot. And they're like, we have trail magic. I was like, what? They have trail magic? I was just saying to Captain, I need some more sugar. And he said, well, it's in my bear can. Do you want me to get it out? And I said, no, I'll wait till we eat lunch. Now we don't need to eat lunch. These are delicious. Ritz crackers with peanut butter in the middle, dipped in chocolate.
And the other one was Oreos dipped in chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
So recently we've had kind of a bit of a contentious, not issue, but topic, whereas whether we should carry 2 or 3 liters still through New Hampshire and Maine. And if I'm going to be honest, if you're alone on this hike, you probably want to carry 2.5 liters. I don't know if you can find maybe a 1/2 liter bottle, or maybe if you can find a 1.5 liter bottle and just carry 2 bottles, one for 1 liter and one for 1.5. But I definitely think that one should carry 2.5 because we have had situations where there has definitely been a lack of water, along with just having some parts where there's water all over the place, and then also some parts where there's no water for 8-9 miles.
Oh my gosh, Largo, do you see that? That last bar by itself? Do you think we have to pull ourselves up over the top of that, or do you think it goes between the rocks?
I have no idea.
Oh boy, I hope it goes between the rocks because I know I can't do that. Oh my gosh. What I find so interesting is that there's no rhyme or reason. We have climbed up stuff like this with no rebar. I'm happy to have it because this will be challenging, but it's interesting how some, oh wow. I think they need another one right down here. Oh my gosh. What do people do that are shorter? I'm like almost 5'8". Oh, wow. Oh, I love this rebar. Oh. I need one more.
You need to get up.
Ouch. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, we can do this. Wow. You think they ran out of rebar here?
I think they may have run out of rebar.
Oh my gosh.
Why they don't have it here, I don't know. It's practically rock climbing at this point.
Oh my gosh. And then there's like a rickety wooden ladder up there. Oh my gosh. Do you think I can do this, or do you think I have to send my pack up? I need a Sherpa.
I think you'll be fine.
Okay.
Welcome to rock climbing with a 30-pound pack.
Oh, Jesus. It's less because I've eaten most of my food. I did that intentionally. Oh, God. Do I look buff?
Yep.
Oh, my gosh.
So buff. And it's crazy because we have this tough rock climbing. Oh, wait.
I want to see if I see any of our friends.
With this absolutely gorgeous scenery.
I think I see Mount Washington peeking at me. Maybe not. I don't know if I'm going to use that ladder. That does not look safe. Do you think that ladder looks safe?
You don't think that looks safe?
Okay, stand over to the side.
That's super strong. Definitely not rotting. You think that doesn't look safe?
I'll go first. So if someone dies, it's your mother. Said I'm gonna go first. So if I fall, and I made you go stand over there because if I fall and land on you, I don't want to kill you. So at least I'll save you if you're out of the way. Okay. Ouch. God. Don't look up, just go. Half of these steps are broken. I feel like I need a harness on. Largo, be very careful when you're coming up. Don't turn around and look down, just keep going. Oh my God. They should at least had some of these to practice in North Carolina and Tennessee. Mile of bouldering, you're getting this one shot because we're coming up against daylight and it's a little scary. So wish us luck. Good morning with what should be the end of day 154, where we went 11.3 miles from stealth site mile marker 1911 to a 10th site.
And I think this was probably our longest day in a while.
Yeah, we hiked 13 hours, right?
I thought it was more. Oh,
We
wow.
started at 7 and ended at 8 p.m. It probably wasn't our longest day hiking, but it sure as hell felt like it. Okay, let's start with the best part of the day, because there was some worse. My best part of the day, what's your best part of the day?
Best part of the day was Trail Magic. The cookies were very good.
Trail Magic cookies. I had 3 best parts. The Trail Magic was awesome. Entering Maine was really special for me. And then we had what I would call another max patch moment, if you remember that vlog. We got to the top of, one of the hills, mountains, I guess, unnamed mountain. And we sat down to have lunch, and then we chatted a bit, and then we both fell asleep. And the sun was warm, and it was lovely, and that's rare for this kind of weather we're coming into. So it was a really special moment for me. Worse.
Last night, in totality, or tonight.
So what happened was, you're not going to be out here for 6 months and make no poor judgments or just shit happens. We had about I think a little over an hour and a half to go 1.2 miles before it got dark, which is not unreasonable at all. Now we're typically he does 20-minute miles. I typically do 30-minute miles. Since we've been in the Whites in parts of Maine, it can take up to a mile an hour, depending on the terrain. But I don't think it's ever taken us over an hour and a half for a mile, especially when the terrain is showing flat, but mostly down. And we knew that we went through Mahoosic Notch area, and we knew that there would be bouldering, but it was really extreme bouldering, and it took us a lot longer than planned. And we were really worried that we weren't going to get out of the bouldering before it got dark. And we did have to boulder a little bit at the end in the dark, but the beginning, it wasn't anything where we would fall and die, but we could fall and break something, or we could fall and end up in a crevice, not a deep crevice, but a creepy crevice where the rocks are kind of angled like this, like so you can't climb up them. They're angled outward. So concave. Which one's concave? Which one's concave? Convex. Anyway, so that was scary. Or if something fell down in there, I told Captain, if one of our poles falls down in there, we're not going to get it. So we were kind of making sure we were safe, but rush against time. And we kept looking around thinking, okay, if it gets too dark, where can we pitch a tent? And there was no place to pitch a tent. And neither one of us, the little bit we could find that was kind of on a slant, we really didn't want to pitch a tent there because it felt like bear caves all over the place.
It also felt like the way that the rocks had got there were from ledges that we could see. And so I was a bit worried that rocks would fall.
That would fall on us, yeah. So we both, that last 2 hours of the night, and actually only the last probably, 15 minutes were in dark, would you say?
15 to a half an hour, yeah.
15 to a half an hour, but not pitch black. but still scary. And we had no option of like pitching or anything like that. The last 15 minutes, it wasn't bad terrain at all. And that just really scared the both of us. Like we gave more than enough time that we thought from our experience so far on this trail to get through it. I felt like it was a parenting fail moment because he's never felt scared or unsafe on the trail, and he felt unsafe. And I don't know what I would have done different, because I don't know as I would have allotted even more time. Like that's an kind of unreasonable amount of time for what we were going through.
We definitely didn't expect it, and I would say, I mean, looking back on it now, it was probably because we were tired. We hadn't eaten before that.
Yeah, we were ready for dinner.
Yeah,
we were ready for dinner.
We were ready to be done. But yeah.
And yeah, that's true. That's a good point. We were ready to be done. So anyway, you guys have a great day, a great evening. Live that dash.
And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye. 282 miles to Katahdin. We're almost there. You cried out.
No, never. I will never cry.
We're going to take a moment here and have some saucisson and celebrate and welcome anyone else who walks into Maine.
I think,
for what?
I was talking to the camera about this. I think if
The
you're
camera
hiking...
or the people on the vlog?
The people on the vlog.
I didn't know the camera had a personality. Go hike the Appalachian Trail, they said. It'll be easy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, I think we're comfortable here. I'm just going to talk with food in my mouth. How many times a day do you think my breath is taken away? Let's do a 360. Captain has the good camera again. He's up top doing a time lapse. It's kind of hard to tell because it's a bit out of focus back there, but I mean, really, take my breath away.